Good morning, student. Today I am going to teach you the concept of the basic concept of the group, that is the definition of the group, and I am giving one example to make you more clear about this group. So first one is the set. A set S is the collection of element. Okay. Now we are going to read about a binary operation. So what about a binary operation? A binary operation F is a mapping from S cross S. That means the Cartesian product of the two set to that the same set. That means, for example, suppose F is a mapping from this R cross R to that of R. Then F of A, where R is the real number, and then F of A B is equal to some A plus B. And this A plus B is nothing but an element of this R. And this addition may be replaced by subtraction, multiplication, modulus, division in accordance with your choice. Okay. Now, when a set G with such an operation, say some star, equipped with such an operation star, that means we are going to perform this operation star on the elements of this G, then such a structure is known as an algebraic structure. In group theory, we are going to deal with such structure. Okay, now we are going to know about the definition of a group. So a non-empty set G equipped with an operation star denoted by G comma star, which is nothing but the algebraic structure, is said to be a group if it satisfies the following property. That means this G comma star is said to be a group if it satisfies the following property. Okay, first one is the closure property. Okay, so what we are going to do, we'll take two elements as it is given A comma B belongs to G, then A star B belongs to G. So what we are going to do, we'll take two elements from A and B belongs to this set G, and we need to verify whether this A star B belongs to the same set G or not. If it is belongs to the set G, then we say that this G is closed under operation star. Okay. Now we have our second property, which is the associativity. In this, we need to check an equation. Okay. So first we will take these three elements A, B, C, arbitrary element in this G, and we need to verify whether A star, B star C is equal to some A star B and star C. Okay. If this equation holds true, then we say that G satisfies the associative property. Third one is the existence of identity. So in this case, we need to find out an element E. Okay, remember this, an element E, which when applied or operated with any element of the set G, then we get the same element. That is, there exists some E belongs to the set G such that for all A belongs to G, we have A star E is equal to the same element, that means A. Okay, and E star A is equal to the same element A. So we need to verify this condition, or we have to find this E. Now the fourth property is the existence of identity. That means for any A belongs to this G, there exists some element, some B belongs to G such that this A star B gives our identity. That means we will choose an element A belongs to this G. If such an element B belongs to this G, which when operated with this A, with this operation star, we get our identity, which is nothing but E. Okay. So if all the four conditions satisfy, then we say that an algebraic structure is a what? Is a group. But what about this, when this algebraic structure satisfy only the first property? That means the algebraic structure satisfy only the closure property, then we say that the algebraic structure is a quasi-group. Okay. And if satisfy if first and second property, closure and associative property, then what we say? We say that an algebraic structure which satisfies first and second property is said to be a semi-group. And when a semi-group is satisfied the third property, that means the first three property are satisfied by an algebraic structure say G comma star, then we say that such an algebraic structure as monoid. Okay, what do we say? It's a monoid. And if all the four properties are satisfied, then it is a group if all properties satisfy. Okay. Now I'm going to give you an example to make you much clear about the group. So first one is an example. Let's take the natural number and equip this with addition. So this is an algebraic structure. So we need to verify whether this algebraic structure satisfy all property or one of or at least one property. Okay. So first one is the closure property. In closure property, as by definition, we have to take two elements and the set of natural number. Let's take two arbitrary element as a some 20 and b is equal to some 30. So a plus b is equal to some 20 plus 30, which is equal to some 50. And clearly 50 is a natural number. So we can apply the same thing on large number also. So clearly n is closed under addition. Now the second property is associative property. That means we need to check this three condition out. So this we need to check this condition out. That means we have to take three elements in this n. So let a is equal to 20, b is equal to some 30 and c is equal to some 40. So a plus b plus this c is equal to some 20 plus 30 plus 40, which is equal to some 50 plus 40, which is equal to some 90. And again a plus b plus c, which is equal to some 20 plus 30 plus 40, which is equal to some 20 plus 70, which is equal to some 90. So this and this are same, therefore we have this a plus b is plus c is equal to some a plus b plus c. Okay, so the second property associativity satisfied. Now the third one is the existence of identity. That means we need to find an element in this n which when added to every element of n gives the same element. Now there is a question arise whether such an element exists in n. The answer is actually no, because we know that when 0 added with any element, say some 1000 of this, and 1000 belongs to the set of natural number, gives the same element 1000, but 0 doesn't belongs to n, therefore there doesn't exist identity, hence it is not a group. So there, as identity doesn't exist, so inverse does not exist in this and in this algebraic structure n plus. So n plus is what? First and second property is satisfied. So what we call such a algebraic structure? We call such a algebraic structure as semi-group. Therefore this n comma plus, that means this algebraic structure is nothing but a semi-group. Now suppose the set of integer z equipped with the same addition. We need to verify whether this is a group or not. Okay, so we'll first consider the first property, closure property. So first, in accordance with the closure property, we'll take two elements. Suppose a is equal to 3, b is equal to some minus 2. So a plus b, which is equal to 3 minus plus minus 2, which is equal to some 1, which belongs to the set of integers. So we can verify with by taking some more elements. So this z is closed under addition. Okay, now the second property, which is the associativity, will take three elements. A is equal to some 3, b is equal to some 5, and c is equal to some minus of 6. Okay, now this a plus b plus this c is equal to some 3 plus 5 plus of this minus of 6, which is equal to some 8 plus of minus of 6, which is equal to 2. Now this a, again we have a plus b plus c, which is equal to some 3 plus 5 plus of this minus of 6, which is equal to some 3 minus of this 1, which is equal to 2. Therefore, from this we are clear that a plus b plus c is equal to some a plus b plus c. So, therefore, Z satisfies associative VT. VT or Z satisfy the associative property. Now, the third one is the existence of identity. So here we need to find out an element E which when operated with any element A belongs to the Z such that this A plus E is equal to A. So clearly the set of integer is 0. It's minus 1, 0, minus 1, sorry 2, minus 1. The set of integer is this 1, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, like this. So we have this clearly from here. We see that when an element, any element of the set of integer added with this 0, we get the same element. We can check it also. If we take this minus 2, 2, 2, 2 and we'll add it with this minus 2, 2, 2, 2 with this 0, that is equal to what? Minus 2, 2, 2, 2. Therefore, any element which when added with E is equal to 0 gives the same element. Therefore, A plus E is equal to this A, and as well as this E plus A is equal to some A. For all, A belongs to which one? A belongs to Z. Therefore, the identity of the set of integer is 0. 0 is the additive identity because here we have taken that the operation is addition. Okay. Fourth one is the existence of inverse. So we need to take again the set of integer is nothing but minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, like this. Okay. So clearly from here, when this minus 2 is added with this 2 or this 2 is added with this minus 2, this gives what? E0, which is the identity, and again this minus 1 when added with this 1 gives the same 0. So if we have 1000 belongs to this chair, then there exists minus of 1000 belongs to chair such that this 1000 plus this minus of this 1000 is equal to 0. Hence, any element A belongs to chair, there exists minus A belongs to chair such that this A plus minus of A is equal to 0. 0 is the identity of Z. Okay, hence every element of Z possesses what? Additive inverse. That means minus A is the additive inverse of A and A is the additive inverse of this minus A. Therefore, Z is a group as it satisfies all under this addition. Remember, this is Z under addition is a group. Now we can also check whether this Z under multiplication is a group or not. Okay. So clearly the first property here, the first property automatically satisfied because addition of multiplication of two integers, say this one is the another example. So addition of two integers, say A is equal to some 4 and B is equal to some minus of 4, which is equal to 4 into this minus of 4 is equal to what? Minus of 16, and it belongs to Z. Therefore, Z is closed under multiplication. Now the second property, associativity property, is also satisfied. Now let's check it. A is equal to some 4, B is equal to some -4, and C is equal to some -3. So A cross into B into C, which is equal to 4 into -4 into -3, that is equal to minus of 16 into minus of 3, which is equal to 48. And again this A is into B into C, which is equal to some A 4 into -4 into -3, which is equal to some 4 into minus of 12, which is it is 12, it is equal to some 48. Hence the associativity property is satisfied. Now we have the fourth property, which is the existence of this third property, existence of identity. Now, is there any element which when multiplied with any element of Z gives the same element? The answer is yes, because when 1 is multiplied with any element, say A belongs to this Z, gives the same element 1. So we can check it also. 1 can be 1000, and 1000 when multiplied with this 1 we get same 1000. Therefore 1 is the multiplicative identity of the algebraic structure Z, comma at multiplication. Okay, so fourth property, we know that any element belongs to the set. Suppose A belongs to Z, and suppose we have our element, so B belongs to this Z. We need to verify whether A into B is equal to 1. No, we have taken this A belongs to Z, and we have to find out an inverse of this A in Z. If inverse exists, then the first property is satisfied. But A into certain element, so B is equal to the identity 1. That means B is equal to some 1 by A. But 1 by A doesn't belongs to the set of integer. We can verify this by taking some A is equal to 3. Then 1 by 3 doesn't belongs to the set Z. Hence, any element of Z doesn't possesses what? Multiplicative inverse. So multiplicative inverse of any element of Z doesn't exist. Hence Z only satisfies the first three property, that is the closure property, associative property, and existence of identity. Hence Z under multiplication is a what? Is a monoid. So I think we are done with it. In the next video I'm going to clear you more about, and I'm going to give you some more examples of the group G as well as certain property. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video, and if you like the video then press the like button. Okay, thank you.